In the last few years, Audi e-tron is one of the most successful models of the German car maker. Over 4 years of the crossover being on the electric car market, it sold more than 150,000 cars worldwide. And just this year, a planned update of the model took place, which in turn coincided with the name change. And now we will dive into the Audi update in more detail. This is Furious Tires, and here we go. First of all, I want to remind you that e-tron was Audi's first mass-produced electric car, and that's why the company decided to give it a simple name without being tied to any series, by analogy with the Audi Q8 coupe, which opened 4-wheel drive for the brand in the 80s. But now the range already includes the e-tron GT sedan, the Q2L e-tron, Q4 e-tron and Q5 e-tron crossovers, and even more electric cars are on the way, so the first e-tron is attached to the Audi Q8 family. But the unification hasn't become wider because of this. With gasoline and diesel Q8 crossovers, the electric car is related except for the elements of the chassis and some units of onboard electronics. However, the former e-tron is now called the Audi Q8 e-tron. The coupe version is the Audi Q8 sportback e-tron, and the powerful e-tron S has become the Audi SQ8 e-tron. And now let's look at the appearance of the novelties, where we will not notice any radically new design solutions. Ahead we can see a slightly modified bumper, a fake radiator grille with larger cells, as well as updated headlights. By the way, in the powerful versions of the SQ8, the grilles and their frames are painted in a single color, while in the Q models they are multicolored. As for the sidebar, an inscription with the full name of the model appeared for the first time on a door frame near the center pillar. Later, this practice will be spread throughout the entire model range. At the back, everything remained the same, except for a slightly redesigned bumper. Although the design has remained almost the same compared to previous models, the company has been able to achieve some successes in working with natural air resistance. The German brand has worked quite carefully in the wind tunnel, plus the configuration of the shields and spoilers under the bottom has been changed. As a result, the aerodynamic resistance coefficient of the basic crossover was reduced from 0.28 to 0.27, and in the sportback version, which received additional shields in the area of the rear wheels, the indicator was reduced from 0.25 to 0.24. Electrical equipment is also modernized. The two motor versions have a new rear electric motor. The number of turns in winding has been increased from 12 to 14, resulting in reduced energy consumption. In a base model of the Audi Q8 e-tron Quattro, the total output of the two engines has been increased from 313 horsepower and 540 Nm to 340 horsepower and 664 Nm. And the effective capacity of the traction battery was increased to 89 kW, so the mileage on one charge immediately increased to 305 miles according to the WLTP cycle. The sportback version now has a range of 313 miles. In the Audi Q8 55 e-tron, the output of the two motors remained unchanged, 408 horsepower and 664 Nm, and the Audi SQ8 crossovers kept the 3-motor power plant with two independent electric motors on the rear axle. The peak output also hasn't changed, 503 horsepower and 973 Nm, but both modifications have a new battery with an effective capacity of 106 kW instead of 86.5 kW. Therefore, the range has increased significantly from 271 to 362 miles for the two-engine crossover and from 230 to 307 miles for the 3-engine crossover, and the range of more streamlined sportbacks are 373 and 319 miles respectively. The maximum speed of two-engine cars is limited to 124 miles per hour. 3-engine cars can reach 130 miles per hour. If we consider the dynamics of three novelties, then again there is nothing special here. From 0 to 60 miles per hour, the Q850 goes in 6.5 seconds, the Q855 in 5.6 seconds, and the most powerful S version in 4.5 seconds. I hope I didn't confuse you too much with all these numbers, and to relax a little, let's look at the changes in the cabin. The novelty received a new steering wheel as well as more options for various finishing materials. For example, there is a new combined seat upholstery in which microfiber is made using recycled plastic bottles. The recycled material is now also used to make noise insulation and floor coverings. On the front panel, as before, there are 3 screens for instruments, media system and climate control. Their sizes are the same and there is a projection display in a list of options. There is also a new option, namely a self-parking system with remote control, which will not scratch your $75,000 crossover if you have a bad time with parking. Well, I think this is all the most important information you should know about the new Audi. I hope the video wasn't boring. Subscribe to the channel to learn more interesting things about the outer world. I wish you a good mood and see you soon. Bye.